Alright, so we're checking out another Cinema up here from AuroraRC. This is called the Demon. So this is an early version. I would classify this almost as a prototype because it looks like it changed a little bit in the product specs. I think mainly the props are different. They sent the HQ, I think these are the T2x2x4 props, and in the product page it's a Gem Fan 2036 4-bladed prop. So it should be flying pretty similarly. Should have pretty similar flight time. I think the antenna is also different as well in the picture. I believe the rest of the specs are the same. And, not a whole lot of stuff here that's all that interesting. Yeah, I know some of you guys have been complaining there's too many cinema videos, but yeah, I just keep getting sent a lot of these. And actually, I've declined a number of these as well. So those of you guys that actually love these little guys and want to see more videos, you might want to speak up now, because I'm probably going to start moving away from these if the people that are complaining that you're seeing too many of these are going to start winning out and are going to start doing other types of videos. So if you do love these, let me know in the comments section below. Anyway, 2-inch cinema up here, pretty standard. It's not a pusher, it's a standard, motor is upright. We got separate prop guards here with a foam bumper that is stuck on with some adhesive. Got a bottom plate, looks like about maybe 2mm bottom plate, nothing too surprising there. You got a battery strap on the bottom, battery goes forward and backwards, front to back like this, and I used a Force 450. That's what is typical for this size. Got the RCN power. These are the 1204 motors, 5000 kV. So yeah, this motor will work on a number of different types of micros from 2-inch to 3-inch and various different batteries. I think at this weight, the 1204 and on 2-inch, it's probably okay. This is a little on the heavy side because it's got a lot of stuff on it, a lot of TPU, a lot of standoffs. I mean, it does come with the DJI system on here with the Vista air unit, and in this case, it's got the Caddx Nebula Pro camera. So it's the newest and latest and greatest in terms of the FPV camera here, in terms of the weight and everything. But while they've reduced the weight on the camera, they've added a lot of extra weight with this TPU stuff and then these standoffs. Now, I don't think this is particularly that durable. I mean, yeah, you got the bumpers here. You can fly it indoors. This is probably their intention. If you fly this like a bandit, crashing into concrete walls at a bando, these prop guards are going to definitely break. They don't look like they're really that brittle, but you crash this hard enough, they're going to probably snap. The carbon will be probably fine. It's just as these prop guards are going to probably break, and they don't include any spares in the box. You do get a spare set of one foam bumper. I'm not sure why we would want to. I would rather have a spare prop guard because the foam bumper, I mean, I don't think they'll ever break or rip off or anything like that. It's more likely the prop guard will probably get smashed in a really hard crash. The all-in-one flight controller is a whip style, but is rotated 45 degrees. The USB port, where is it? It was a little, it's right there. It's not super easy to get to, but not terrible either. Same with the USB port on the Vista for doing your updates. It's a little tricky getting in there. Did have to use a right angle adapter because this prop guard does get in the way, and it's a tricky to remove the motor because then because the foam, everything's kind of held together. You got a TPU part there that actually surrounds the Vista, which I think is completely unnecessary. I believe that's actually tied into these standoffs in the front and back. There's 2 here in the front, 2 in the back there, and then the little part that's hanging the Vista off of the standoffs and also holding the canopy that holds the camera. Plenty of camera protection on this one. Obviously, they went with the little demon theme when here, little horns on the canopy. But yeah, lots of protection for the camera on the sides, in the front here with this lens protector. So they went all out on the camera protection, adding tons of weight probably for that. Got a buzzer here in the back. I didn't, if you lose your cinema up somewhere, crash it, just turn on your lost model alarm or flip your switch for the buzzer, assuming the battery is still connected. This isn't one of those with the battery connected to this one. So if you have a battery ejection, then this won't work, obviously. Yeah, the all-in-one flight controller is a 20 amp, pretty standard F4. I think it's an F411, 2 UARTs, nothing really special there. I think it's just a generic, I think like one of those AuroraRC branded all-in-one flight controllers. You got a XT30 with a capacitor here on the end. So yeah, nothing really unusual all around there. No receiver on this one, so I did fly this with a DJI controller. And on the product page, it didn't say anything about whether other receiver versions are available. I don't think it is going to be available with other receiver versions, so that may change. I got this probably like a month or two before the product's being released, so obviously adding a receiver on this is going to be kind of a hassle. You're going to have to pretty much take all this stuff off the top. I would say the easiest way is to take the 4 screws here for the standoffs off, and then you would be able to raise up the canopy plus the Vista off of here, and then you'll have access to the flight control board. And then there is a wiring diagram here that can show you the pads for how to install a receiver. So S-Bus, there's the UART there. There's another UART over here. 3 to 4S LiPo input. So I don't recognize this board exactly. It just looks like maybe it's from JHE-MCU, possibly. Yeah, it says it's a GH-F411 all-in-one. It's a pretty generic F411 board. It does come with the Betaflight OC if you want to use on an analog, but obviously this is digital, so that it's not going to be used. You can see here on the specs that it's they originally had the HQ prop on here, but they have a photo of the jump fan prop, so it was kind of strange. Anyway, and then this interesting is it's 25 amps here. I just noticed that, but on the product page it says 20 amp all-in-one. So yeah, they obviously the specs are kind of in flux between the time they sent this to me and the time that they actually start production, which I actually at this moment it's still not in production as far as I know. All right, so here's how much it weighs. 115 grams, and then with the Force 450 we're coming in at 169 grams. So yeah, definitely for a 2-inch this is definitely on the heavier side. If you look at some of like the 95X V3, that's 116 grams, but that's a 2.5-inch prop. So that's going to have a lot more power because it's got bigger props on it. So this is almost as heavy as that, but it's only got 2-inch props. So that does affect the flight time. And so I'm only getting like 3.5 minutes on this 454S. So if you're looking for more flight time, you're going to probably want to go with a Cinewup with a bigger prop than this. That's what my suggestion would be. But if you're just flying it indoors, you don't really care about the flight time so much, you're just looking for the size or maybe just like the looks of this, this is going to fly like a typical 2-inch. It's a little underpowered. Not going to be doing a lot of acro or racing with this one. It's going to, it's more mainly for smaller spaces and shorter flight times is what I think they're targeting here. But, there's a lot of these on the market. The 85X, I think, the V2, I think it's inverted though, or maybe the V1 is probably more similar to this one. I think that has 1105 motors instead. So, yeah, the flight characteristics of that one, if I remember right, it's been a while. It's quite a bit different. That one's a lot lighter. It doesn't have all this extra stuff on here, all this TPU and everything. And I think that one is also set up for a naked GoPro. But if I remember right, that was analog as well. So it's completely kind of an apples and oranges. Can't really compare that to that one. This one to that one. But yeah, I mean, I think that one's a lot lighter, so that flies a lot better. But as the weight goes up with adding DJI, of course, then it's going to affect the flight characteristics, make it feel a little bit heavier and shorten your flight times. Anyway, there's a couple of flights for you. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. All right, so flying at the same spot that I flew the Hum FPV Unicorn, and this is also a 2-inch. but a bit heavier and very windy right now. So yeah, this is just flying with the stock tune, whatever it came with, and I don't think they did any real tuning on this. I'm running the 4S 450 here from Outline, and this is significantly heavier than the Unicorn, so it's hard to kind of fly it more aggressively. But here you can hear the sound of the tune. Different props. These are like the HQ 4-bladed, and I'm getting really pushed around. It says the full DJI camera, so obviously the video is much better. Let's do a full punch out. Whoa, and there's a yaw washout there. That is from the battery sagging. So you got multiple forces at play here. You got the voltage sag, as well as the wind hitting it, and then so the flight controller freaks out. This is pretty typical for whoops. Okay, this has some really low rates. I think I may have put some low rates on this one. So I'm not going to do any acro with this. I'm just going to try and see how well it can fly precision wise. It's going to be tough in this wind. Yeah, I'm getting pushed. You see which way the direction of the wind is. Of course, these are pretty loud. Oh, and I'm already running out of battery. This battery is kind of getting... I've been using it a lot, so that's the end of this flight. Pretty short, about 3 minutes. Alright, trying a parking garage on this one as well. Of course, trying to get away from the wind, see what the tune's really like, give me an idea what it flies like maybe in an indoor space. Yeah, of course, it's much better now. It's stable. Really tight gaps in the windows there. I think for longer flight times you may want to switch to props from these HQ 4-bladed to maybe like Gem Fan 2023 3-bladed. Got someone behind me here. I think it's a janitor or something. Yeah, there's still a little bit of a breeze coming through here. It's pretty windy outside, but less wind inside here than outside, of course. Yeah, it flies nice. It's fairly stable. Let's go outside here. Let's see. Oh, there's this building that's kind of blocking things too. You see there I am. Oh yeah, it's way windier outside. Whoa, hard to control. Yeah, I think I got to get these Outline batteries replaced. The flight times have really suffered. Should be able to get more than about 2.5 minutes on these. I'm only getting about 2.5 to 3 minutes. Let me know what you guys think.